All right, so I gotta rewind. There was a part that I did forget. Um, right before my mom actually decided to put John out, um, this was after CPS was called. Uh, I ran away. Mm-hmm. That's right. Once I woke up and was left at the house for 2 days by myself, and CPS was involved and stuff like that. I mean, and I've seen the bruises, and we were getting like bullied by the fact that my brother was getting beat on in front of other kids. Like some kids felt sorry, but some kids were bullying my little brother. After watching him get beat, they would make fun of him and make fun of me. That's why your brother getting beat on with golf balls. Like it was bad. So we're outside. I mean, I'm outside fighting. I'm fighting boys and all. Like I'm fighting anybody who got something to say about it. So I had got fed up. Fed up. It even boiled down to a point of one of those days that my mom was gone on her little trip. My brother had a field trip and he didn't have any lunch to take with him on a field trip. So I was the one who was cooking and packed up his lunch. I remember exactly what I made for him, but I cooked him up a little lunch and packed it up. I had become my little brother's mom in the absence of my mother. So I packed him up that lunch and sent him on his way. So if anybody had something to say to me about my brother's abuse, we was fighting. We was tussling. It was on. So anyway, my mom would, from time to time, she had just started giving me an allowance. So I would save up my little coin, my little dollars and stuff. And once I got to a certain amount, I decided that since my mom's not going to do anything to protect me and most of all my little brother, I'll do it. I had already took on like the motherly hat with him anyway, so I'll do it. So I was so smart, but not really, because I saved up my money and I walked probably anywhere from 3 to 5 miles with my little brother. I mean, I packed snacks, I packed drinks, I packed clothes, and took all my little money, and I carried the heavy load. And we walked across heavy traffic. I mean, busy streets. We walked for in between 3 to 5 miles or something like that to my aunt's house. Like, didn't even go far. We went to my aunt's house, where she could tell on us. So, but my aunt was concerned, and so we stayed at her house for the rest of the evening. And her and my mom got on the phone again arguing, and the police came and got us because my aunt wanted to keep us. And I begged I'm like, please don't make us go back, please, please, we don't want to go back, we hate him, we don't want to go back. Mom's not doing anything about the abuse and all this and that. My aunt, she cried because she wanted to keep us, but legally she could not. So the police came. My mom actually called the police and sent the police to my aunt's house, and we rode back home in the back of a police car, and they took us back home. And when I got there, my mom, she definitely whooped. She tore me up. She whooped my butt. She told me if I ever wanted to, run away again, don't take her child. And she was talking about my brother. Um, but some whoopings is worth it. I was whatever. I meant exactly what I did, and I probably would do it again if I was put in the same predicament. Like I took that whooping, I didn't care. Um, so when she finally decided to actually leave John, we actually moved. Everybody moved. He moved, and we moved. We moved, but we were still in the same apartment complex, but we moved to a bigger apartment to where we had our own. We just had more space. We moved to a bigger apartment and a bigger apartment, and everything was good at first. And then one day I was in the back seat because it was just us. Finally, we had went from our home with my stepdad to maybe a year and a half or maybe 2 years of dealing with abuse from John, and finally we had some sort of peace, or so we thought. Me and my brother were happy, but one day we were riding in the car, and I heard overheard my mom talking to one of her friends, and she said, yeah, the reason why I left him is because he would marry me. And I was devastated because I'm like, all the abuse, he tried to kill us, he tried to poison us, he put your son in the hospital, he neglected us, he left us outside to starve. And you said you didn't stay with him because he wouldn't marry you? He wouldn't continue the relationship? He had a whole nother secret family? Like, it was just, Jesus, take the wheel. So I I started to look at my mom differently, and I'm like, does she, again, I'm questioning, does she love us? But after a while, things kind of mellowed out after that, with all of us, to the point to where we could eventually invite our friends and family over to spend time with us. But that's a whole nother level of issues after that.